Hello everybody, how are you going? Welcome to another RMR, another Rick Mercer report, with this time Rick travelling all the way to the Royal Canadian Mint. Now the Royal Canadian Mint and the Royal Australian Mint do have some fair share of similarities between their two currencies as well and their technologies, and I don't know exactly when this one was made, but either way I'm hoping to learn a thing or two and enjoy the Rick ride along the way.
Welcome to Ottawa. There are many secrets here in the nation's capital. Some secrets so classified that if you stumble upon them, the personal consequences could be dire. So dire, in fact, that you could find yourself on the other end of a stern talking to by an assistant deputy minister.
That sounds deadly.
And so at great personal risk, I find myself here, standing outside the Royal Canadian Mint. Inside these well-fortified walls lie untold secrets and over $500 million in pure gold.
Wow. That is certainly a decent amount of gold, $500 million, and like I said, I don't even know when exactly this was made, and so I'm fairly sure that gold hasn't gone too explosive, but I'm sure that it's gone up since it's been made here, and so whether he's just going to be trying to break the bank vault, so to say, whether he just got the codes, whatever this trying to transfer at the start he was, I don't know if there's a lack of pixels or what, maybe it's just some kind of secret Rick files, but he is also clearly getting paid to some degree, and also just straight hot off the press, straight out of the mint itself. That must be some crisp dollars that he's just immediately folding in half. However, I still can't get my mind off the gold and how many questions that then does open me up to be asking, because I never really even gave any thought to the fact that a mint might want to be keeping gold in their reserves. Why? I don't particularly know. If you can literally print money, I don't know what good the gold is going to be doing for you. And then secondly, why have I never heard of anyone even attempting to rob a mint? I mean, even in a movie or something like that, I feel like I've never heard of, whether it be Canada, Australia, the USA, I've never heard of these places, even someone thinking about robbing them, let alone maybe for their gold, maybe for their money, but maybe even just for their kind of intelligence, all the data and all the other things, the secrets of the trade, so to say, about making currency. If you could get that and then remanufacture that without anyone knowing, so to say, or at least off-site, there's certainly a market for it, so to say.
Michelle, is it?
That's right, Michelle Lesage.
Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you. Now, there's a lot of security here. There's a lot of, hello, big cops around. And what do we have to do here before we go through security?
Well, actually, before we go into security, we're going to have a work suit here for you to go inside.
Now, I'd rather just wear what I'm wearing.
Unfortunately, we can't do that.
And why is that?
It's because we have to be metal-free when we go into the high security area.
Oh, I see. So I'll be wearing... This will be good, because I'll look like an employee.
There we go. He's already conjuring it up. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa,
That's right,
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
authorized, and this is Rod Beaupre. Hello, Rod, how are you?
How are you? Good.
What's your job here, sir?
I am authorized as the director of the refinery.
You are, and you're authorized to go in the vault.
Even better, I can take you in with me.
Take me in the vault, sir. This is our...
That is a serious role to be having. I don't even want to begin to think about how much money these people are paid because of the liabilities that they are taking on, regardless of whether it's managed well or not. It's going to be your head on the chopping block at the end of the day, and the fact that he can then be liable to take someone in and a film crew. I mean, they did say that you can't have any metal on you when you're going into there, but then the camera's definitely going to be having metal in it, so I don't know how they got that one past. Either way, just seeing this rack and pallet of gold, look at that. They are pallets. No wonder that is over $500 million of gold, maybe close to $1 billion of gold these days. Whew, man, I mean, they look like nothing pallets, but God, that would be heavy. To be fair, going back to what I was talking about before in terms of someone attempting to rob a place like this, I can't exactly imagine it would be on too many people's list of, yeah, nice easy money, zero risks, and just gonna waltz in there and just grab all the cash. No, it would be so highly patrolled, the walls are high, security cameras, electric fences, all the works, everything, keys, double security. It would be outrageous. I mean, you might as well go rob a bank before you rob the mint, I can only imagine, and a bank's kind of the be-all and end-all in most people's minds.
Take me in the vault, sir. This is our Fort Knox, isn't it? That's it?
No, there's much to. There's a lock on the door, multiple combinations.
Yeah, boy, you wouldn't want to have to force your way through that. Oh my, look at that. On this wall, I don't know if we can see it, we've got, well, it's like an IKEA shelving unit here with what looks like fake gold bars, but how much gold? How much gold is here?
In round numbers, there's 600,000 ounces here this morning, which also in round numbers is $600 million.
I'm in a room with $600 million.
Yep.
Look over there.
My advice to you is look over there. See
Hello.
the large man with a weapon?
How are you?
That's what keeps me on the straight and narrow.
Right, of course.
Oh,
Whoa!
wait. It keeps him on the straight and narrow. I feel like that's almost some insider trading. What if you slip him a gold bar, go, off you go, and I'll take the rest of the, I guess, just under 6,000 ounces. And what? That means it's $1,000 an ounce, 1,000 Canadian an ounce, 1,000 US an ounce, whatever it is. That's a lot of money. That is just so compact. Like, I don't think you could have $600 million in cash in that amount of volume. I mean, maybe. Cash is always a little bit surprisingly not very voluminous. You know, you see briefcases full of money, and if in reality 10 grand is like a tiny little stack of notes. However, I think one of the most impressive things about this entire room is the fact, or the least impressive things about this entire room is the fact that they're just using generic kind of off-the-shelf pallet racking shelving stuff. It generally doesn't have that high of a capacity, and gold is so heavy, especially when you have it 7 bays high or whatever. I would have expected for it to be a vault in the mint. It would have been some stupidly engineered thing, almost like lockbox style, where every single pallet has its own then individual vault door, and it slides out on a silver tray and everything like that, humidity controlled, so many different factors. But no, it's just on some generic orange shelving. It's ridiculous. I don't get it, but it's kind of cool that they're just low-key about it. Out of everything, $600 million sitting on generic pallet.
Whoa!
Yeah.
How much does that weigh?
Okay, that is 420 troy ounces. So today,
Yeah.
that's on the order of $420,000.
This is $420,000?
That's right, yeah, and I think there's one for each, is that right? One for each visitor?
That's like, this is like how much General Motors loses like every week. Now, who owns this gold? Is this the government of Canada's gold?
No, not
It's
at all.
just sitting here?
No, it's owned by
Rick's
mutual
gold.
funds or wealthy individuals. You know, people from the have provinces store their wealth here.
This is Danny Williams' gold.
It could be.
Okay, so
The what provinces? Hang on.
gold.
No, not
It's
at all.
just
Provinces. No, it's owned by mutual funds or wealthy
That makes sense.
individuals. You know, people from the have provinces store their wealth here.
The have provinces, like literally like the have and have not provinces. I can only imagine that's what he's talking about, as I've never heard of the have provinces, or maybe they're just kind of like, what are they, the secret society of gold members Canada. I don't even know what they'd possibly be, but I did not expect it to be individuals' gold or trusts and whatnot. But I certainly would have expected them being on board with Rick saying it would be the government's gold. I mean, maybe that explains the pallet racking, because they're not invested in the storage means. It's like, well, I guess it's your gold, you guys can pay for it. I mean, especially when $460,000 a bar. Now we're looking at probably $600,000, $700,000 a bar. In that case, I definitely do stand behind what I said before in terms of gold is a little bit more dense in terms of a storage of currency than cash ever could be. You're not getting coins anywhere near that much, and even notes could never come close to that. I mean, you would have to have a nally bin full of cash to be 400,000, or it's definitely a briefcase, where that's way smaller than a briefcase. And I also just have to know, how much is 420 troy ounces? Oh, it's only 13 kilos. I thought it was going to be more like 40 kilos or something like that. I mean, I guess the bar, it's not massive, but that's why I said 80 pounds, just expecting it to be 40 kilos or so. But 13, that's not that much.
So today,
Yeah.
that's on the order of $420,000.
this is $420,000?
That's right, yeah, and I think there's one for each, is that right? One for each visitor?
Also, the fact that he said that, the fact that he can get away with saying that, I feel as though there are places in the world where you'd say that and people would take you too literally, and there would be a brawl instantly. Just like instantaneously, gold bars would be flying, the security guard would just have to be wrangling everyone, because you go, no way, okay? If you said it, Mr. General Manager of all the gold in the world, I guess I will just take one. Thank you very much. $420,000. There's no way that I'm not going to take up that offer, but I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll certainly take it.
People from the have provinces store their wealth here.
This is Danny Williams' gold.
It could be.
Okay, so what do we have here?
What we have here is gold cathode. It's 99.99% pure.
This is the pure gold.
It
here.
is. It's as pure as it gets.
So how much gold is here?
There's 9,200 ounces in here, so round numbers, $9.2 million.
$9.2 million?
Yep.
How much do you think that is worth?
That, okay, say you've got half an ounce there,
Yeah.
$500. Oh, senior. Oh, no.
Rick gets away with some stuff, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't even know what else to sum it up as. If that was most people, you would be crash tackled. And he almost did kind of get crash tackled. Look, he put his head in his hands and there was a hand that appeared out of nowhere and he certainly spat it out quickly. But to some degree, he also took some gold with him. There was some molecules and atoms that stayed on his tongue. And so how much did he take? A couple of $100? Or I guess the whole thing was $500 or whatever it would be. Realistically, he would have taken some gold with him, even if it was a couple of cents. And so when you start messing with things, there's a blurry line for Rick, I guess. Speaking of this gold though, I do want to know what is the difference between this gold and the bar gold in terms of percentage of gold, as I believe he said it was 99.99, 2 decimal places is what this was. Why it's in kind of a powdery form, I have no idea. Maybe there's some kind of refinement process that's the only way to get it down to that, whereas if you have to melt it, then you're, I don't know, introducing oxidizing elements and it's just not as pure. Whatever it is, I'm sure that the percentage isn't that great. If you're going from what, 99.98 to 99.99, really, when does it truly just become pure gold? Because even that's not pure gold. Where's the 100? Come on, we need 100% pure gold. If you're dealing with the gold master like this guy is, where's the bin next door that's 100% pure gold?
Say you've got half an ounce there,
Yeah.
$500. Oh, senior. Oh, no.
What do you say?
So you're actually saying I might get gold splashed on me?
That's what we're trying to avoid by protecting you with these aluminized. Oh, quit that.
Are you melting gold?
Yeah,
And that's a liquid gold bar.
yeah, that's right.
Whoa!
Oh, dear.
Did they just spill? They just spilled like $500,000 worth of gold.
No, actually, no, please, no.
What?
Oh, shoot.
Did that just all go on the floor?
Oh
Yeah, it's not melted yet, so no big deal.
Oh, I see. That was exciting, eh? When the gold spilled?
That's one word for
You
it.
got very nervous. This fella, he freaked, didn't you?
Look at him, he's going, oh, of all times for this to happen with the cameras rolling and everything, he just really tried his darndest just to direct them straight out of there. But once again, Rick and his blurry lines just jumped straight on over. There is no hiding from this guy, whether it's bears in caves or tops of roller coasters or gold bars on the floor. He really does it all. And like I said, it was lucky that it wasn't melted yet, because oh, that would have been such a splash. I wonder, because it is so heavy and dense, what kind of noise does it make? Does it make a watery noise, or does it make a heavier watery noise if it was to splash all over the ground? I mean, I guess it depends on how truly liquid it is, but still, it would be a very expensive cleanup, especially if it starts to solidify really quickly and just adhere to the floor. I don't know what the floor's made of, maybe concrete. You're going to be leaving gold behind. Oh, I don't know who and how you get a job like this, but whatever they're getting paid, whether it's in gold that they're just, I don't know, taken home or not, these guys have a pretty serious manufacturing role when you're manufacturing gold. Even just his oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Did they just spill?
so good.
They just spilled like $500,000 worth of gold.
No, actually, no, please, no. Oh, shoot.
Did that just all go on the floor?
Yeah, it's not melted yet, so no big deal.
Oh, I see. That was exciting, eh? When the gold spilled?
That's one word for
You
it.
got very nervous. This fella, he freaked, didn't you? It was one of those, oh, look.
Not the trust
Hi,
funds.
how are you? More gold. There's gold everywhere. What's that worth?
Oh, that's $200,000.
200. Put that back. You don't want that. What's this for?
That's partially purified gold.
And they have like
Partially
holes.
That's right. Later on in the process, we're going to hang this in a bath of acid and we're going to purify it some more.
Oh, you're tempted, aren't you? That feels good in there, doesn't it?
Too many witnesses.
Honestly, the guy that is giving them all the to it deserves a round of applause because he's on board with all the jokes in terms of understanding the kind of mentality that people would have, especially just never ever being around, let's say $600 million of gold, $400,000 of gold, whatever it is. Unless you're buying a watch, that's basically the only other time people are going to be dealing in gold, and even that's pretty darn rare. So to just to be surrounded by gold, melting gold bars, little gold weights, purifying gold, it just, you'd almost become numb to it. But he clearly also still knows his place and goes, oh, too many witnesses. He knows that it's enticing, and he obviously knows to the ounce and the gram and everything like that, the price of it. but he also does have a very, very high liability. And like I said earlier, I would love to know what he was getting paid, if he gets gold bonuses or how that entire thing works. Also, who is even paying him? Because if all this gold is belonging to private corporations and individuals, but then this is the mint, I would have thought that the mint is a government organization. And so is he a government worker, or is he just paid through, I don't know, subsidies via the other individuals? Also, I've just realized that we've only dealt with gold, and I've only ever known the mint with dealing with currency. Honestly, if I didn't know any better and you just showed me this video, I would be convinced that Canada still uses gold as their only form of currency. Maybe a couple of bank transfers just thrown in for the sake of it, but everything is gold in this entire mint.
Okay, so what's happening here now?
All right, we're about to pour some bars.
Look at that.
Now you can give a little bit more.
Imagine if you wrote your name in the snow like this. That's what it reminds me of. Whoa! Look how pretty my gold bar is. Oh, look, the gold all over the floor.
That's not gold, that's
There's gold all over the
no
floor.
gold on the floor.
Go lick it up.
Looks like gold. I don't
No.
still.
A face as honest as yours, never.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What? Right. Not my pants. They issued me these pants. Okay, so we've...
Oh my goodness, he had multiple gold bars. I hadn't realized he had multiple gold bars. It almost looks like the other breast pocket is also a gold bar, but that was there from the start, of being some kind of a name tag there. But no wonder security is at least playing along with the joke. He was allowed in the room and all around the room, but not out of the room. And I can only imagine that the reason they went in with no metal is so that they can go, well, if you leave the room with metal, we definitely know that you've acquired some along the way, and you better hope that you picked up a pair of pliers instead of a gold bar when you're actually attempting to leave. Regardless, there is so much gold in this little refinery just here, and I would love to know how much do they process, how much do they store, where does it all come from in the first place, because, I don't know, they're just getting truckloads of gold ore. Is that a thing that these guys would do? That feels like it's not really a mint job, and I'm still blown away by the fact that these guys are dealing in gold still. I mean, perhaps they would just be responsible for turning semi-purified gold into ultra-purified gold, and also making an official gold bar based off a certain weight category, you know, what was it, 420 ounces and all those different things, 9 ounces to half an ounce, anything like that, and pour it into these perfect molds. But otherwise, why are they dealing with this? And how do you even apply to a job? Like, to get any job in this entire place, the security checks? Oh, how do you even prove yourself? Like, even a perfect history record, I feel like it just wouldn't be good enough, because as we've already said, there are so many things, you know, I could steal that. Like, I physically could attempt to steal it. Whether I'd get away with it is an entirely different thing. But that's going to be in people's minds, no matter how good they are, no matter how perfect, no matter how wholesome. No, there is always going to be the possibility that someone is going to be a possible bad egg. You know, they spill a bit of gold on the floor, they pick up a nibble, whatever it may be. You lick it, you eat it, whatever it could be. I don't know. I just don't know how you possibly just prove yourself in a job position like this.
Okay, so we've left the refinery behind. We're now in a new room, and this is called the
Rolling room.
rolling room. This is where we take the gold
The gold bar that he poured on the other side.
and we roll it flat.
That's right.
And it looks like this. And then we're going to stamp coins out of it.
That's right. It's almost like a cookie cutter where they're going to cut out the blanks from the strip. $1,000 each.
$1,000 each. All gone back. Every one of them.
Well, what happens is all the blanks that are coming from the other side in the rolling room, they have to be washed for striking.
Oh, so it is like a coin laundry.
That's right.
Right, this is where we wash the money.
That's right.
Right. And so what do we have here?
Whoa, Rick, you
What?
can't do that. Not to reject.
Why?
Well, because you stuck your fingerprints on it.
So it's a reject.
Well, it's a reject
No
now.
good now.
Well,
It's no good. Can't be used.
Just like that. I have so many questions. Why are we dealing with coins that have gold in them, that are seemingly official, that they're making thousands of, for starters? Why are we rolling gold bars into plate instead of just pouring it and then shining it from the start? How is it being handled if you can't touch it without getting fingerprints and then it's a reject? Like, who are these coins for if they're not allowed to get touched? I mean, I understand how they can do it in terms of punching it out and rolling it out, because gold is a relatively soft metal, but then they just go ahead and drop it down a funnel. And you can hear them. It was so loud. Like, these coins are clearly going through a journey that surely touching it with your fingerprints, yes, there's going to be oils and it might need to be shined again, but otherwise, the dents that are possibly going to be in the coins are surely going to be worse than anything that Rick could ever do to it. I mean, I know he wants to steal them, and then that's going to make it completely redundant, but in terms of actually the process of manufacturing, That's a pretty high-end process. And so who are they making these for? Are they making them as bank currencies? But why? Like, who's dealing in $1,000 pieces? And also just rewatching this part again, when Rick puts it in his pocket, you just see the wave of stress just wash over him. Look at this. He's been going from washing money just to going, oh my goodness. I might have said that it was a reject, but that doesn't mean that you can just take it. I mean, it is a bit weird because why is it silver? I mean, I know there's white gold and things, but that is definitely not the gold or the same gold that we saw merely moments ago. And it also looks rectangular. Why is it rectangular? What kind of currency are these people on? They've got $1,000 coins. Rectangle is probably worth $2,000. Or is it silver maybe? I don't know. Do they process silver? But they were all talking about gold. So what is going on? If someone works at the mint, if someone is a coin expert, I don't know, I'm sure there's a name for it, a coin hobbyist, maybe you can enlighten me to what these people are really doing with all this gold and where it's all going to and fro from. But my goodness, still, Rick's blurry lines of just being able to touch stuff and do things that other people would get crash tackled for immediately is very impressive. There's a certain level of trust and waiver that I'm sure he signed, but it's still stressing them all out, and kind of fair enough.
Look at that! Toonie bits! It's like Timbits, but Toonie bits. Look, I mean, you know what? I always knew the Toonie came apart like this, but seeing it, it's quite emotional.
It's just that easy.
Oh, I have a question.
What?
Where is he? This guy.
So this is a blank gold coin.
Yes.
Is there a slot it goes in?
Yes.
Then this sucker goes in the center?
No, not anymore.
Why?
Eject.
Why?
You pressed it with your fingers.
Oh.
Now you left a fingerprint on it.
Oh, we don't want
He's
that.
wasting thousands of dollars.
3, 2, 1.
There you go.
What's that doing?
It's not the Queen of England. It's my head on a coin. I feel like a dictator.
Really cool.
I know what my family's getting for Christmas this year. And so ends a day spent at the Canadian Mint, an institution whose floor plan is now permanently etched in my steel-trap mind. And while I may have left without so much as a smidgen of gold dust, never let it be said that I left empty-handed. And it's full.
Whoa! Full of, whoa, actually, maybe it could be full of gold staples instead. I don't know what he punched out on the punch machine. He could have just been, punching a couple of faces or his own head into the coin, but then just taking a slither off the side, just going, maybe about 10 mil long, 5 mil deep. Yeah, that's a perfect staple length. I'll be sure to use this for Christmas as well when I stamp on my family's Christmas cards and postcards. But no, overall, Rick had a hell of an adventure, and I just can't get over the fact that he was allowed to do this, even in terms of a security. Like, so many of these places don't allow any filming whatsoever based on security of this, security of that, layout, orientation, special fine prints, even just entries and exits, let alone all the people's faces. Like, the fact that half of these people are, well, they're recognizable, they're out there for millions of people to see, and they're a target to some degree. Like, they, if nothing else, they have a knowledge base, and let alone the key cards and the access and everything else that they can get into. And so Rick certainly allows us to just take a piece of Canada and just run with it, so to say. As much as he ran with the stapler, we can all just come along with him for the journey that otherwise no one would ever get to see. There's no way that we can just go around, just touching thousands of dollars worth of coins and just making them rejects. Like, what, do they go shine them? Do they go remelt them? All of those kind of things. I mean, yes, they're going to be punched out and then remelting the gold and then making a new sheet and then punching it out, just recycling it in that regard. But there's no way you can just throw away $1,000 like that, even to organize the punch press to get his face on it. I mean, yes, they would have had to buy them, but that's still a logistical thing to get involved that no one else is really going to be privy to. But honestly, as entertaining as Rick is, this video has left me with so many questions. From the start, wondering why they are storing other people's gold, to the middle going, why are they manufacturing gold bars on site and purifying it on site? I mean, I guess they're the mint, but they're not a manufactory. And then to the end, wondering, how has Rick possibly made it through the day? One, without just somehow swallowing a coin, and two, making it out of there alive is very impressive, considering that security guard had eyes on him at all times, and that's for good reason, given that Rick wasn't messing around with how much he was taking. But really, overall, the biggest question is, why did I not see anything but gold? This is the mint, and everything that's ever been explained to me is that Mint deals with currency, not gold. And I know that they do special production runs, and I'm not saying that Canada's mint is identical to Australia's, but I would have assumed, given the British heritage of the two countries, that they basically would have been the same, and especially considering the name is the same, the Royal Australian Mint, the Royal Canadian Mint, it's all mixed in there. And so how did we never see any currencies? I mean, maybe we didn't get to see them because it's all just plastic just being printed, or the processes are a little bit too top secret to be just putting out there online, and we're allowed to see gold because everyone kind of knows that gold can get melted down and stamped, but otherwise we didn't learn anything about the current form of currency. We just went back to Roman times, and that's fine, because Rick, like I said, is very, very entertaining, and he knows how to steal a gold bar, and maybe if we can just get a nibble of what he got, then we'll all be better off.